This is the show where you come to undress the mess, get real, and be healed. With your host, SylindaD, author, life coach, and glow girl extraordinaire. Eve, the connect strategist and queen of networking. And Lacole, financial strategist and the ultimate girl boss. Now, it's removing the bandages.
Hey, everybody. Hey, happy Thursday.
I know, I can't keep up either. Happy Thursday.
How's it going, Eve?
It's going good. It's been a busy week. It's raining in Atlanta. I'm pretty sure it's raining in a lot of other states as well, but that explains our hair, just in case you're wondering, judging on your end. You know, we're trying.
You said we're trying. We're trying to make it work.
We're trying. It's been a busy week. We can't wait for the holiday on Monday.
Oh my God. Wait, Monday is a holiday?
Yes. It's Columbus Day. You know, we still celebrate it just because it's a free holiday. Not for him, but just because it's a holiday.
Why didn't I know it was a holiday? Okay, girl. Oh my goodness. Yes. So we are excited to be back on tonight. We know that we haven't been on in a little while, right?
Maybe a month, right?
Ooh, wow. Okay. But we're back tonight.
We're back, and we're missing Lacole.
We're missing Lacole on tonight. Yes. So I hope she gets a chance to tune in at least. So everybody, Lacole is not with us on tonight because she had an emergency, unexpected emergency to come up. But she will be back up with us on the next show. So Lacole, if you are listening, you go back and watch the replay or whatever. We love you, girl, and we miss you, right, Eve?
Yes. But you still should share and invite your friends because we're here. And we have an amazing guest coming up. So make sure you invite and share.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. As Eve just stated, we have a fantastic guest, y'all. And I tell you, she is so beautiful. Oh my God. You all just going to have to see for yourself. This is going to be a night to remember. We're going to have a good time, Eve, right? We have...
Yes. Yeah. We only bring people that are beautiful inside and out to your show.
I love it. I love it.
They have to be beautiful all over the place, in, out, everywhere.
That's right. So once again, welcome everyone to Removing the Bandages Talk Show with your girls SylindaD and Eve. Lacole is once again not with us on tonight. However, we have a guest that is standing in, and y'all just wait. She's going to bring it on tonight. She's got a powerful story. But before we bring her to the platform, we like to always give them that introduction that they so deserve. So if you guys just hold on, we're going to bring her in the way that we only know how to do.
Desiree Lee is an international public speaker, 5 times award-winning best-selling author, and sold over 20,000 units of her first book, Inmate 1142980. She is now the #1 online self-publishing consultant with over 10 internationally best-selling books in 2 languages, Spanish and French. She's the founder of Authors in Business and D. Lee Inspires, LLC. She has assisted several self-published authors to become best-selling authors. Outside of her business success, she is one of the most watched, most quoted, and most followed influencers of our time. At the age of 17, she was a convicted felon, but has since decided to share her story to prevent teen incarcerations, help individuals publish their book, and become entrepreneurs. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Desiree Lee.
Hello.
Hi, Desiree.
So good to see you guys.
Welcome to the show. We're so happy to have you on tonight.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Yes, we couldn't wait to have someone as powerful as you in the show. So I'm excited because I know you a little bit more and I know your story. I know where, how your journey has been a little bit from the time that I had met you. So tell us a little bit more about how you turn your story into a book.
Sometimes when I look back, Eve, I don't even know how it really happened, right? it was just being obedient to God and showing up where he told me to show up at and coming my most authentic self. A little bit about myself, what I discovered over the years is that I am a person that helps people discover what they can really achieve. And then I also show people the steps or the path to get there. And I am not shy about or have not came across rejection, no's, self-doubt, and having basically all of these bandages, and over the time have to remove one at a time. And so from that, the way it all started off was being raised in a family, a home, with both my parents. And of course, they got divorced in California. However, both of my parents, even though they were divorced, they were still in my life. Both of my parents, even now to this day, right? And I'm so grateful for that. But I still felt like a void. It was things that we're talking about removing the bandages. But I think at the time I was putting bandages on to cover up certain things in my life. And I never thought that a person like myself can come on the other side or have going through these trials and errors too as well because of my background, family, and different things. There's a lot of young people out there, and I don't know if there's parents watching right now that say this will never happen to me. Sometimes we see people amass their bandages and stuff like that, and we say, oh, that would never happen to me. And I was wrong. Going through high school at 17 years old with a 3.8 GPA, 2 basketball scholarships, on my way to college, SylindaD, and, having it all together, right? Any parent be like, okay, my kid is going to college. Okay, she's rebellious here and there, but we got a good chance with her, right? And 2 weeks after I graduated from high school, I found myself on the other side of the law. Wow. And I was charged with 11 counts of armed robbery and 5 counts of aggravated assault. Again, this can happen to a person like me. And it did. And after facing 135 years in prison, you can imagine my life flash right before my eyes. How could this happen? What happened? So many people are asking questions. What in the world went on? And different things like that. And when they didn't give me a bond, I was in the jail for 18 months before I got sentenced. You guys can imagine how scared I was at that young age, being in a place with adults. They didn't place me because I was 17 with juveniles. And that's where it started. And I want to say I praise my parents a lot because my parents taught me how to pray. And they taught me on my own prayers. You see what I'm saying? And when young people go to church, sometimes you see people say, yeah, I got checks in the mail, or my debts went away, or whatever the case may be. And I thought it was just all a front. I thought it was just religious until I was there myself and I had no choice but to listen to God. And thank God he taught me how to pray.
Wow. Oh my goodness. How long did you say you were in prison once again?
Well, let me tell you about that a little bit. So I was facing 135 years at 17. And because they taught me how to pray, right? Y'all, I was in my Bible like fervently, like no other, okay? Mm-hmm. And I said, I can't believe this is my life. This is going to be my life. Am I going to get 135 years? I'm here in Atlanta, Georgia. They're not letting me out on bond. I need a second chance. And the prayer that I prayed was Proverbs, 23, that the Lord holds the king's heart in the palm of his hand, and he could turn it which way he wished, like the rivers of the water. You can always change the direction. So I stand in front of this white lady as a young black girl, and I was supposed to plea out to 10 years to serve 7 years. And I was going to accept that. And she looked at me and she said, I don't know what it is about you. And she started writing with her head down. She said, I can't give you probation because you knew what you were doing the first time, the second time, the 11th time. I can't give you First Offenders Act, but what I'm going to do is give you 10 years to 4. And if you ever get sat in prison, please write me. And I can't wait to see what you do with your second chance. And so I served 4 years in prison. And sometimes I forget the experience there because it's, 2 separate worlds type of thing. And I think my brain just closed out some of the things that I went through in there. But at 17, just imagine being in there with people who have life sentences and have nothing to lose. And so it's amazing that I don't look like what I've been through.
Yes.
And that God kept me in the midst of it all.
Mhm.
But at the same time, that judge, she did write me and it was a short little letter, like of encouraging words. It wasn't really huge and all that stuff. But I'm happy that now she gets to see what I'm doing with the second chance and to let her know that it's not in vain. It wasn't in vain.
Wow. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking 17. That's like the peak of your life. You're finishing school. You're just like, what am I going to do next? How am I going to go forth with my life? And what were you thinking? Like, what was it like behind bars daily? I can't even imagine.
Mhm. It was scary. It was really scary. I'm really grateful that my mom and my father, he flew from California to come visit me a few times. And my mom used to come, every weekend, if not every other weekend, to come and see me, to keep my spirits up, of course. But I remember one time when my mom came to visit me, I was telling her just the question, like, what are you going through? Are they taking care of you? The injustice and what's going on in there, what she saw on First 48. She's like, oh my gosh, it's my baby, right? And I already said, Mom, it's crazy in here. I wasn't street smart. Keep in mind, I was raised in the suburbs. Okay. I was given so many opportunities. So it wasn't like I'm used to this. So I'm only used to what I saw on television, what was exposed to me on there. And I remember one visitation. I said, Mom, all this stuff is going on. It's horrible. I need to get out. I'm scared. All this stuff. And she told me, she was a tough mom, guys, but she said, stop being selfish. And I'm like, what in the world? What do you mean, Mom? And she's like, stop being selfish while you're going through, because you're not going through this for yourself. There's 3 reasons why we go through things. And it'll help you get through a lot of things a little better if we understand these 3 things. We're either going through it to prevent other people from going in. The second reason, we're either going through this to encourage those who are in it or don't know they're about to go in it. Third reason we're going through this is to show people that God can still make a way out of no way. So when we go through things, we feel like we're alone. We feel like it's about us, but it really isn't. We're really going through for those 3 reasons. And when we understand that, it makes going through a little bit more easier, a little bit more peaceful, and with the understanding that it's not in vain. Our pain, what we went through, is not in vain. It's not in vain. And I want to remind people about that. Yes.
Yeah, I think what I love the most about your story is that, of course, you share your testimony, you turn it around. Being so young, most people at that age are not able to turn it around, even with the family support. They go back and repeat the same mistake. They repeat the same mistake. You became a mother after, right? You're an amazing mom. She takes her daughter to every event and she teaches her everything that she does. Like, to see that from someone that went through what you did is amazing, because a lot of people cannot turn their life to become a better person, a better mother, a better daughter, a better author, and write the books that you have out there. It's just amazing to look at you and see what you've been through. I think when we think about removing the bandages, Desiree is the perfect person to say she removed the bandage.
I didn't do it by myself, though, Eve. I had individuals like yourself. When I got out, like many people who are released, after we go through anything, we're like, you know what, God, you ain't got to take me through that again. I learned my lesson. I'm about to get right back on that straight and narrow. I just needed that one time. I'm good. And when I got out, I thought I can do that. But I found out that there were limitations, not just the ones I placed on myself, but the ones society. And so it wasn't just a job that I couldn't get because being a convicted felon at 17, I'm a good kid. I'm educated to as most as I can before I got incarcerated, right? Have a great support system, but I couldn't get a job, even at Red Lobster,
Right.
Celinda. I couldn't go back to school because financial aid, people don't know this, they do background checks.
Mhm.
So I couldn't get a loan, a government loan for a school. I can go to school, but I had to use my own money to go to school, but I couldn't get a job to get money to go to school, so I couldn't get it. And then I found out housing. Okay. I couldn't get my own place now as a single mom. Like, what am I supposed to do out here? Because they don't just do credit checks, they do background checks.
Mhm.
And it was something that happened years ago. And in the state of Georgia, there is no statute of limitations. They say, okay, well, the box says, have you been in trouble in 7 years? And then after, so you mean to tell me at that time, I got out in 2006. So what, I had to wait 7 years, 2019, to have a chance to work at Walmart, have a chance to work at, McDonald's. What am I supposed to do in this time frame? And people think that we're supposed to be really rehabilitated. Why are people committing other crimes? It's not because we really want to, it's to survive.
Mhm.
And so being that I was staying at my mom's, I had to, pay rent. I'm an adult now. Just think about it. You're an adult now. And I'm coming out with a 17-year-old mindset. There's a lot of things I didn't know, and I was too embarrassed to ask for help. Because now that I'm older, you should know these things already, but I really didn't. So I tried for 6 years. As a single mom, I said, I refuse to go back to this place. So I don't know if anybody watching, have you tried to be an entrepreneur? You tried your hand in different things. You tried to do different stuff, but it's like it's working, but it's not working. It's consistent, but it's not consistent. Um, I see a lot of views here, but I'm not getting a lot of here. What am I doing wrong?
Right.
And so I came to a point, I tried this for 6 years. So people sometimes give up after one rejection, one no, or 5 no's. Look, I tried for 6 years. I had 6 different businesses for 6 years, and nothing was working. And so when I was tired of being tired, I was tired. People say, don't give up. I'm like, look, I did. And I said, God, I've been praying. I've been going to church. People been coming into my life, but I don't see you. I don't, something has to work. So I said, I contemplated suicide. Because I just was like, I'm just tired of this. Maybe my mom has a better chance with my daughter than I do. I didn't know what my purpose was, or anything. And keep in mind, in these 6 years, I never told anybody I was a convicted felon. It was a thing that I was hiding
Wow.
until I went to the nail salon and met a person, a stranger. Her name's Stacy, but I call her the lady with the mustard seed. And in that nail salon, she didn't know what I was going through, but she said, hey, look, I'm a holistic coach and I do this kid. I'm like, whatever. If you knew what I was going through right now when I'm and she said, hey, look, let's get coffee tomorrow up the street in Snellville, Georgia. She didn't know just by her inviting me there that she ruined my suicidal plans that night.
Oh.
And so I didn't know how to seek a therapist. Again, like I said, I was too embarrassed to ask for help. I didn't know how to translate this to my mom.
Mhm.
I didn't know how to translate this to my friends. I didn't even know how to translate this to the pastor. Okay. And so when I got there at the coffee shop, woe is me. The white man this, society this, my mama this, my daddy this. If they
Mhm.
do this, I wouldn't have been here, and all this other kind of stuff, right?
Mhm.
And she just looked at me and smiled. She was like, oh, okay. And I'm sitting there bawling my eyes out, crying. And so then she goes into her purse and pulls out a small jar of mustard seeds. Now, when she pulls out these mustard seeds and tells me to open up my hand, I said, I've been raised in church all my life. My mom's a choir director. My dad was an audio engineer. So imagine from birth until being a teenager, how much I've been in church. Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
Jesus. right? And I'm like, I didn't come here for you to preach to me. And so she said, no, that's how much faith you need. And I picked up that seed, girl, and I was like, if you only understood, this is all the faith I have. And she's like, and that's all you need. She said, you see, Desiree, you've been wishing and hoping, but you never opened up your mouth and spoke to the mountains. God says, speak to your mountain and command it to move from here to there. And so she's the one who introduced me to affirmations that I had to speak life into myself. I was, keep talking about woe is me and all this other kind of stuff. I need to speak to it. And the first affirmation she gave me was, I forgive myself for everything that I've endured. You see, I understand that other people, my family, everybody forgave me, even society. But I didn't forgive myself. And I felt like I didn't struggle or put myself, I guess I was self-sabotaging. I don't know what it is. Like, I feel like I didn't go through enough in order to deserve this new life, this second chance, And so, yeah. And so that she introduced me to affirmations. And 30 days later, okay, I was at a Taco Bell and a pastor called me and asked me to share my story at MLK High School. Now, keep in mind, I never thought about being a speaker. I never thought sharing my story. This thing, it was going to be under this bandage for the rest of my life. I was hiding it. But I didn't realize the thing that I was hiding was the thing that catapulted me to my success. I went through all of that for 6 years and I couldn't give God 30 more days. I went back to just Stacy and said, girl, thank you so much, girl. Do you know this pastor called me and shared my story? It's turning around. Thank you for saying hi to me at the nail salon. Oh my God. And she said, the reason why I spoke to you, because you look like what I just came out of. Remember, you go through things to prevent other people from being in, encourage them while they're in it, to show people that nothing's impossible. Those are the reasons why you go through it. And I didn't know, but a lady by the name of Dama Rouse told her the same thing with the mustard seed when she was going through a divorce and she was contemplating suicide, and gave her mustard seed, the same thing she gave to me. And so my second book is called Pass the Mustard Seed.
Oh,
yes.
I love it. Powerful Eve. I'm sitting here listening to her. You know how sometimes people are talking and you're actually seeing everything in your head. It's like a movie. So you're playing that movie, everything that she's saying, the mustard seed, just powerful. So much that you said, Desiree, that, my God, just amazing and heartfelt. And to look at you, you're just so beautiful. Like you said, you don't look like what you've been through. And so often we go through a lot and people would never know. But God always have a ram in the bush. There was a ram in the bush for you. That lady was sent to you. Now you're sent before the world. Again, your pain was for a purpose. And that's why, because of Eve, you're here tonight, getting you here with us on tonight, and you're able to tell this story. Somebody is listening and you've spoken into them because they were about to give up. Somebody's going to go back and look at this replay that's about to give up and say, if she made it and it just takes that little mustard seed, even for myself, you just spoken to me tonight. Some conversations that I had earlier today, it only takes a little, and those affirmations are real. That's real.
Right.
So I'm proud of you. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think it also it teaches, as parents, and a lot of people out there are parents as well. It's not only you going through things, right? But we're speaking to someone that had a hard time and went through a big situation at 17. And how many kids we have out there doing things that they shouldn't be doing, right?
Right.
So as parents, we can hear Desiree's story, how her parents were there for her. And I think that's very inspirational. We have to look up to you, look up to your parents, the people that were around you. Like you say, it's tough for people to look for help, even today. A lot of people don't believe in getting mental health or asking for additional help other than the family members. So it will be up to us to kind of pay attention to those red flags and see who needs somebody, just like that lady did. She came to you at the right time, at the right moment, and gave you what you need. Sometimes we have to do that. You don't have to be a family member. You don't have to be anybody special. You don't have to have a degree. If you see somebody with a sad face, you see somebody going through something, speak up and share what's in your mind. You never know whose
You
life you
never
can change.
know what they're really going through. You're so right, Eve. And to encourage the parents, look, God says, train up a child the way they should go. When they're old, they won't depart from it. Guys, I'm sure my parents didn't think that was going to be true. But as they're watching me now, right, as they support me now, God was faithful on his promise. You know, he was so faithful on his promise. So sometimes it seems like they're not listening. But I tell you what, we are listening. It does come back at the right time. And like you said, Eve, strangers. Um, I mean, we usually don't even say hi to the next person. Hey girl, I love your shirt. You look beautiful today. And it's like, what I do? Yeah. We really don't say different things like that or even share our business. I mean, she was sharing her holistic tea, and I'm like, okay, whatever. But she used that as a way to get me to come to the coffee shop up the road. And I was like, you know what? I'm never going to see her again. Let me just pour it out. And so I just want to let people know that the thing we're talking about removing bandages. And that's why I really, really love this show that you guys do all the time, because it's like I was using the bandages to hide. And it's amazing on how the thing that I was trying to hide is the thing that really catapulted me to my success. And from that, after meeting with her and being a speaker for 2 years, and I self-published my book in 2014, and taking that story, I said, I have nothing to lose. I tried for 6 years. Let me share the story and hopefully help somebody not go through it, right? And so I didn't even imagine or even had the idea or the dream that I was going to sell that many copies in the first year of being a self-published author. I didn't even know that this was the direction that God was going to take me. But what's also interesting, the whole turnaround point in my story in my life is I work with the United States Attorney's Office. I work for the federal government. I speak into schools. And in order for me to get that contract, that agreement, guess what? The district attorney that gave me my time had to approve me.
Oh,
So
wow.
he was there and he said, yes, I'm amazed at what she's doing her second chance. And he spoke up for me. The one I thought he was like so evil, trying to send me to jail for the rest of my life, is the one to had to approve me for this contract. And from that, I've been able to help a lot of other authors get through that. But now I'm able to share my story from a place of power and not from a place of pain. And I think that's important when after we come on the other side and we remove some of these bandages, to really understand, like, how are we really sharing our stories? Is it from the place of where we're going through it still, or is it from the place we came out on the other side? Okay. And understand that. And I mean, enlarge your territory. I've been in Lagos, Nigeria, sharing my story around the world. I didn't even fathom or imagine this or even what I wanted to do when I spoke to this lady with the mustard seed. And it's just been going up and up and up. And it's just been such a blessing. But I really appreciate you guys doing this show, because we have to see what it looks like under the bandages.
Oh my goodness.
What does it really look like,
Yeah. And let's not forget that you were put into living with bandages the rest of your life, and you were able to remove them. Because they were actually setting you to remove with bandages the rest of your life.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's so sad how our system works, right?
Right. But again, I didn't do it by myself. And that's what I want to really put that in. Watch videos and stories just like this, in inspirational people just like Eve and SylindaD too as well. because it really helps. It really does help, and you'll help somebody else. It's only together that we can do what we can never do alone. But I also want to remind people that you may have these bandages, but once you remove them, the wound heals by itself.
Mm.
And sometimes you have to remove the bandage in order for oxygen, for it to breathe, for you to go through it, in order for it to heal. And to remind you guys that it's never too late to become what you could have been. My dream was to be an international interpreter. I was learning different languages. I love language. I love talking. My mom used to always say that she's going to need something when she need to talk. and and I'm doing that. It's crazy. It's crazy that it's still happening, even though, I took a whole different direction, but God still gets you on that path. Mhm.
Definitely. So Desiree, what's in the future for you?
Oh my gosh, so much. And I still really don't know, to be honest with you guys, because it keeps opening up to so many different doors, and I'm just open to different opportunities. But like I tell a lot of authors, my book is available in ebook, paperback, hardback, also audiobook, and now I want to make sure that I can deliver the same story visually. And so in the works, we're working on a documentary, and we're working on that, and I'm really excited about that. So I hope people just stay tuned and make sure you guys are following me so you guys can get those dates on when we're going to do the screening nationwide.
Wow.
That's awesome. And
Yes.
I know you also help other authors write their books and get promoted. So how do you do that?
Yeah, so I do that by us working together. So even though I'm helping authors, our membership is Authors in Business Co. You guys can definitely sign up for the membership by going to my website at dleeinspires.com. However, it's a collaborative thing with the membership, and so I help you guys by opening up opportunities, finding opportunities for other authors to get their stories heard. They're self-published authors. We went on tour with Microsoft stores. We also went on tour with Starbucks too as well. We also went on tour with big corporations. And a lot of people are like, how in the world are you doing this and you're a convicted felon? I'm telling you, sometimes you just have to ask. All they can say is yes or no. And when you're with a team of people, other authors who believe the same thing, we can go a little further. So yeah, so I help people with that. Also, when it comes to marketing and advertising, I help authors with billboards and seeing themselves there. Again, I help people discover what they can achieve. And I show you guys the path and the steps to actually get there, that it is possible, and to do the best you can with what you have until you can do better. And so those are some of the things that I help other authors see themselves there in order to enlarge their territory and translate their book and so forth and so forth. So we have classes, the Publish Now class that we have once a month, sometimes once every quarter. So I'm excited to help more authors. And once you become a part of the membership, the same way I help you, like the lady with the mustard seed did with me, you got to help someone else. We got to keep paying it forward.
Right. That's
That's
right.
awesome. I love it.
Yes, yes. So Desiree, if you had to speak to a parent at this very moment, you have a daughter,
Mhm,
and she's experiencing some of what you've gone through,
mhm,
what would you say to that parent at this moment? Maybe a single mother, possibly.
mhm. Well, the first thing I would say is not to beat yourself up. Give yourself some grace as a parent, because as much as the child wants to be a good kid and wants to make mommy proud, we want to make our kids proud as being good moms too as well. And we have to understand that sometimes we do the best we can and give ourselves a little bit grace, okay, and not really take it personal. Also, to give them a voice, and what I mean by that, have a safe word. Okay, so I'm a parent, and if my daughter starts talking back, I'm like, watch your tone. Watch your tone, right? However, sometimes we're not taught on how to really translate and express our emotions. And sometimes they do want to come to us first. There were a lot of times I was trying to come to my mom, but she used to say, I'm the parent, I'm your parent, I'm not your friend.
Mhm.
And so I went to my friends that knew nothing about nothing, and I went on based on my friends' advice. And I'm sure my mom would be the one to say, you could have told me anything. I would have directed you to write that thing. I was like, what? You kept saying I'm the parent. And
Hmm.
so I felt like I couldn't come to you like my friend. So establish a safe word. Okay. So when your child says a safe word, pink roses, or remove the bandages, whatever the safe word is, y'all come up with, Care Bear stare, or whatever, our thoughts as parents be like, okay, let me listen first before I react as a parent. Our first instinct of what we always do, right? Just like if they were 3, mommy, why is there cream in the sky? And you're like, oh my God, it's not cream, it's clouds. Mommy, why is this? Mommy, why is that? But now they're 16, 17 years old and they're saying why, and we're saying because I said so.
That's good. That's good.
So have a safe word, because I know how it is. I got a 15-year-old now. But when she really wants to talk to me and there's something she's like, mommy, please just not say, please, I don't react. I don't want to get in trouble, but I need your advice on this. She uses a safe word. And then after I hear it out a little bit, then I come in as a parent. I'm still the parent, but when she says it, I can listen like a friend, because she just really wants to be heard. So that's my advice to parents who are listening right now, because I wanted to go home. I was out in the streets for 2 weeks on this robbery spree in a car I just got for my graduation gift. And I'm sure my mom was terrified, because I never ran away. I never was this problem kid, and she didn't know where I was at. And the thing, when I was out here in these for 2 weeks, I didn't know how to come home. I just thought, oh my gosh, I'm about to get in trouble. She is about to whoop my butt. She's about to take everything. I know my mom, she's the parent, right? But really, she just wanted her baby to come home. Wow. And if I would have said, mommy, pink roses, she's like, okay, where are you at? She would have came and got me. And then maybe everything calmed down, she would have got in my tail. Like, what are you thinking? What is going on? But at least at that time, I would be able to know how to come home. And I think that's what she really wanted.
Wow. That's a great advice.
Yes, definitely. But Desiree, we thank you so much for joining us on tonight and telling your story, sharing your story with us. Powerful, powerful story. Guys, make sure that you go check out this young lady's story, purchase her book. Again, tell them the name of your book and where they can purchase it.
Thank you so much again, guys, for having me on here and helping me share my story with so many people. And those of you guys who are watching, I lowered the price of my book to $6.95 on Amazon just for you. Okay. So you guys can go to Amazon.com and purchase the book. The name of it is The Desiree Lee Story. It is the inmate number, but some people can't remember it like I do. However, just put in The Desiree Lee Story and you guys can definitely find it there. And it will be on sale for 7 days. So even if you're watching this on a replay, you'll still be able to take advantage of that offer.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Make sure you check it out. The Desiree, I just gave you a whole new name. Desiree Lee Story on Amazon. We can't type that in there. Guys, make sure you check it out. Eve, stop laughing.
And you guys can also find her on social media, of course. She talks about other and greater things for the future. So make sure you stick with her on social media. Where can they follow you on Instagram and Facebook?
You guys can definitely follow me at Desiree Lee or D Lee Inspires. Please, if you want tutorials, maybe you're an author, you're ready to remove those bandages and you want to share your story too as well. There's tutorials on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, The Desiree Lee. So make sure you guys are subscribed to my YouTube channel too as well. You'll find inspiration and also video tutorials for that as well. And don't be afraid to send me a message. I am personable. I love talking to people too as well. I'm here to help. We're in this together.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Well, yes, thank you so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for the few that tune in, you all know what time it is. Our next segment, next part of the show is... All right, guys, you all know what time it is. It's time for a little girl talk with your girls, SylindaD, Eve, and Lacole. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our topic tonight. Should a woman only submit if the man is taking full responsibility of the entire financial load in the household? Ooh, child.
love the video.
I love you, Desiree. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight, girl, for Girl Talk. Ooh, ready. Y'all let us know in the comments if y'all are ready for some Girl Talk on tonight. Woo.
Yes, what you think about that video? What's in your mind? Let us know if you agree, if you don't agree. What's up?
What's up? Eve, let me say this. Today, I was speaking with a friend, and we were talking about this very same thing. Should women submit if the man is paying 100% of the financial, everything that's due in the household financially? And she talked about her friend who wants to pay everything financially, but yet wants to control her in such a way. And it's like, no, she said, no, I'd rather pay my own bills if I have to work 2 jobs. So, Desiree, what do you think? Should we?
Look, if that is the way it's going to happen, as a woman, you always have a little something to decide. That's my whole thing. Like, I feel like if he's taking care of it financially, being a housewife is a lot of hard work. It is, it really is, to maintain a home, the kids, and him, and yourself, and everything else like that. So it's kind of somewhat of an even playing field, but I understand what she's saying about when he's paying, now he has control. And so I feel like a man that doesn't let you be yourself and he feels like he has to have control, it's not a good dynamic. To me, it's even toxic, because sometimes men don't need to have all the money and they still feel like they have to have control.
Oh
God.
Let's see. Regina say, I would never put myself in that position. Let's see. That's right. Susie say that's right. They're ready. Okay.
Okay, tonight I can't see any comments. I'm sitting over here like, is anybody talking tonight? Eve, how you got? Okay, Eve. So
I can see it. And then Sean says, secure men wants an equal partner. That's right, Sean. Amen to that.
Yes. Yeah. If we were talking about, so here's the thing. A lot of women do say, hey guys, we have Lacole chiming in. Let's have Lacole. Oh my goodness.
Hey, Lacole.
Girl, you just the Girl Talk.
I said, yeah, let me pop in for that one. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
So, Lacole, we have Desiree hanging out with us for Girl Talk tonight.
Hi, Desiree. I love your testimony.
Thank
you. Powerful.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
So what's your thoughts, Lacole?
On? The thing about whether a man, don't do that.
Come on, girl.
Like that. Whether I'm sorry, please repeat the question. It's been a long week. Don't do me like that.
Okay.
Look, Lacole just heard money, man, and she like, I'm showing up. What's up?
Okay. Hello, I'm finished with whatever I was doing. I am here.
But I'm here. I wanted to.
Okay, Lacole. So if the man is taking care of everything financially, does that mean that we have to submit? Is he expecting the woman to submit to him? Totally? Should she?
What's totally?
I know. What are the ramifications?
Right.
Like what are the bullet points?
Right.
She said, what are the bullet points?
Sometimes people go crazy with that,
And that's it though, because some men, hey, I pay all the bills in the house, so you do what I say. Right. Whatever I say goes, you know. And there are some women that will say, because he takes care of everything in the house, I'm going to make sure his food is taken care of, his water is in the tub when he gets home. There's nothing that he should ask for. I'm at his beck and call, everything he wants, because he takes care of everything in the house.
Well, I ain't never had that, so I can't speak to that. I'm gonna say that we can submit to one another. How about that? That sounds good. If he's paying all the bills, yeah, I'm gonna, if he's paying all the bills, which doesn't really happen these days. Let's be honest. Most men these days are looking for you to contribute. Either they need you to contribute or they're looking for you to contribute. They don't want you to come to the table with nothing, right? But if he's paying all the bills, then yeah, I'm gonna cook. I'm gonna clean, depending on how big the house is, and how much money he has. But yeah, I'm gonna clean, of course.
Depend on how big the house is.
Let me back
Because she may need a maid. She may need a maid. She can't do that herself if it's really huge.
If it's exactly, Desiree, you feel me. So that's what I mean by that. But I mean, I believe in submitting to one another. It's not. I don't think it's supposed to be a one-sided thing, regardless of how much money he makes.
Oh my, I'm looking at Nina. Nina says, I think the question is only fair if it's evaluated and vice versa. Oh, Nina, we're going there. We're going there. And she said in 2021, women can be breadwinners. Sean says, I've never seen that in my era. Thank God.
Yep.
So Eve, if we turn that the other way around, what would you say? What's your question, Eve?
So Nina is right on point, right? What the piece that I see is that it can go either way, right? It can go towards women that makes a lot of money and they think that they have more power over men and they treat them with less respect because they bring most of the money. And we see that a lot now with women being business owners and being CEOs and taking care of great positions. And then we also see it with men taking control of things. I think at the end of the day, it shouldn't matter. That's what I think, right? Look, don't judge me. It doesn't matter how much money a person made. It doesn't matter what kind of job they should have. What matters is how truly you in love, how much you love that person. It should be a submission between both. Everything should be balanced. If one can pay the bill this month, then the other one pay it. If one is cooking, the other one's cleaning the kitchen. Like everything should be balanced. It should not be a way that one person does it all anymore. That doesn't exist.
I agree. I totally agree with that.
And I submit in the bedroom though. I 100%.
My God.
I can't. Only Eve. Nina said it's all about RESPCT.
That's right.
That's what it's about. But society has us so screwed up where there's so much animosity, or we're against each other, men and women, because as you just stated, Eve, so many women are now climbing that ladder. And the relationship, sometimes you can see, because I was in one once before, where there sometimes can be jealousy because you see one person.
Yes.
And I don't, it's like, if I'm doing it for me, if I'm doing this is for us. But a lot of times you don't see that. Desiree, go ahead, because you want to say something, girl.
No, I'm just saying, I'm agreeing with you. It's like, why are we competing against each other? Somebody's secretly competing. Go ahead, Sylinda. I'm just listening to you. I'm just like, yes. I wish I was watching. I would be in the comments like.
I think again, it's all about communication, right? Like the way you communicate when you start a relationship. I always start a relationship by saying, this is teamwork. We're going to work together, right? Just like a business. We're going to work together towards this. If you don't present them from the beginning and you do certain things above them, they may feel like that, or the other way around, right? So you got to make sure that you bring that person in everything that you do. If you're doing a business, you share certain things with them. Everything is a teamwork, because guess what? If they're not supporting your business, and they're not there for you, that's going to stress you out. It's not going to be good. So you need them. You need them, man, either way. It doesn't even matter if he's not putting $1 towards your business. You need his support. And it's the same thing with a woman. They need us. They need us to lift them up. They need us to sit in there and listen to them when they're coming up with ideas and saying whatever they're going to say about a business or work, and coming home and say, oh my God, I hate my job. They need us there. So why not try to team, to do the dream team? Like I say, it's always about teamwork. You got to help each other out. We need each other. That's it.
That's it. Lacole.
Agreed. No, there's balance. We
So
need each other, like
you
you
said,
absolutely right.
go ahead, Lacole.
No, I said there's balance in that. We need each other, just like you said. It can't be just one entirely submitting to the other, and it's the one runs over the other. That's not going to work.
And see, those are things that we say. You will hear a woman saying that sometimes because she's going to say what she's got to say because she wants to get that man. So, hey, whatever it takes, I'm going to say it. And vice versa with the man. He says the same thing, but actions do speak louder than words. Nina says every good relationship consists of consistent teamwork. I agree. Sean says it makes the dream work. Teamwork makes the dream work. I definitely agree with that. But how soon, Eve, you said something a few minutes ago about the communication and sharing everything. So sharing finances is very important. I'm going to jump into this when it comes to a relationship. Do you ladies agree? Or if it's just a relationship, this is my money, that's your money until we get married.
Anything that's turning into a serious relationship, when there's love involved, credit needs to be involved, finances needs to be involved. How much pay? How is your credit? Did you pay child support? Did you have bankruptcy? We need to know all of that, right? Because when people get married and people live together, all of those things play a fact. If they pay child support, then now you're involved with that. You have to help. So it's fair for everybody to be open from the beginning. If someone doesn't want to be with you from the beginning because you don't make enough money, then bye, Felicia. Goodbye.
Okay.
They're not the one.
I totally agree with that.
Okay.
Lacole, you look like you have something to say.
No, I'm just like,
Okay. Okay. Amen.
Conversation.
Okay, I'm just playing a little devil's advocate tonight. So just but okay, Eve, you just said if they don't want to be with you because of what you make or if you don't make enough, bye, Felicia. You have so many females that I guess you're that's basically what what we are seeing. There are a lot of them that say, well, I can't be with him. I can't submit to him because he's not making this type of money, but he could be a good guy. He could be on his way to doing something, but we're just looking at how much he's making right now and not that he has potential, that he is on his way to doing something. So therefore we don't submit in any type of way at all. So we'll find ourselves just talking crazy to him, the mouth, like a lot of them say. My girlfriend told me today, she said that her friend told her, I really like you, but I like you more without your mouth. And she said, well, I guess you just don't like me at all because the mouth ain't going nowhere.
Right.
Well, sometimes I've learned that sometimes you do have to learn how to reel it in and everything that you think doesn't need to be said. And I think sometimes we can forget that as ladies. But something that you had mentioned in regard to women not respecting men who make less than them or don't make enough money. We were just talking about that whole Kevin Samuels thing and how many women actually get on that show and talk about how much they expect for a man to make or what will qualify him financially to be suitable for marriage. And it's amazing how many women actually think that a man should make a certain amount and they don't make that amount, and that qualifies him as marriage material, and you're not really considering anyone that makes beneath that amount.
Yeah.
So that part
what's crazy is, and I got a bunch of friends, they make a lot of money, right? And they have those rules in their life. Whenever they meet a person, that person has to make more than them. This is what I see, and hopefully they're not listening to me, they're gonna hate me. They're still by themselves, right? It depends. What works for you. So you have to have your own rules in order for you to be happy, right? In your household. That's your house, so you make the rules. But I think that even when you have those type of rules, you need to expand a little bit more and see how that person treats you. And it has to become more than just a money sign. Because I see that a lot of people are there, even us, we may not make as much as other females or as much as other guys. And that person can treat you like you can never imagine before because you gave the opportunity to open your heart and say, you know what, I'm going to love on this person. It's like when you find a little dog or a little cat out there and it's all messed up without a leg, right? And you're like,
oh God,
this little cat or this little dog. And people are like, why? it's messed up. It's like broken. Take it back to the shop. But you still want to take care of it. It's the same thing. I think we have to kind of like remove the way we have been taught for years when our parents and older people used to tell us, because they used to tell me to, you got to find a man that got money, girl. You got to have somebody take care of you.
Doctor.
You got to find a doctor. You got to find a lawyer. If he doesn't do that, he's not good. I had to remove all of that from my head and say, I just want somebody to love me, and I just want to be happy. I don't even care if he cleans whatever. I just want to be happy. If he can take care of me and he can love me and we can all work together, I'm
right.
Good.
Yeah, I've seen it both ways. First thing, I want to speak for my generation here. I think the reason why a lot of women are expecting men to make this certain money, because that's where we place the value. Okay, so the more money he makes, the more valuable this man should be, I guess. I think that's what our perception is based on that. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing, I have friends, and I've seen this before, and in my family too as well. So the old school, what you're talking about, like some of them, they will say, my aunts and uncles and cousins and them, cousins and them, right? They'll say, hey, he has to be a doctor, he has to be this. I'm like, look, I don't even know if I should bring this guy to the Thanksgiving dinner, because I know they're going to question him, right? Or is he qualified? But I also had a certain side of my family who makes their breadwinners. But even though the breadwinners, they still make their man feel like a man.
Yes.
Okay. That's good.
You know what I mean? And so even though the breadwinners, it is balance. He be cooking. And listen, I dated out of my ethnicity, I guess how you say that. Not race, but a different culture.
Yeah.
And the men in different cultures, guys, girl, they be treating us like queens, okay? They cook, they know how to cook, guys. They know how to clean. Like Eve said, like, look, my man. Okay. I think I'm gaining a little bit of weight here. Trying to make you stay. But my point is that even if the female's the breadwinner, like you said, and I think it's on the other side with the men too as well. Okay, they are out there. But I think the reason why a lot of women do look at that dollar sign is because we place it on value. Think about it, guys. This car can be brand new, but if they sell it to me for $10, I'm like, something ain't right. Or if I go to the grocery store and it's like the manager's special chicken, but it's the fresh chicken, I'm like, something ain't right with it. We are not buying this chicken unless it's $25 or something like that. And I think that's what basically why they're doing that, even if they don't make it and different things like that. But I've seen it both ways. I've seen it work. The breadwinners and also the housewives too as well, my family. The biggest part, it wasn't the money, it was making people feel, when we say we want to be loved, it's like make us feel we're still a woman, still the wife. And it's vice versa. Make the man, even though you might be the breadwinner, he's still a man.
Definitely.
So I agree with Eve what she's talking about, because I'm like, girl, I get it all the time. But do I get the doctor? Do I get the person, the sergeant in the military? Thanks for having me on the Girl Talk, guys. This is amazing conversation going on right now. This made me rethink some things.
Make me think, right? Like,
Nina says money does not make the value of the man or woman. That's superficial.
Yeah, but it goes back to Eve. If you're saying, if my parents are saying you need to get the doctor, the lawyer, we're valuing that based on the money he makes. A doctor makes this much, a lawyer makes this much. I mean, it can be superficial, but is it what we have graded, what's a level up or coming out of our situation is too as well. So you're right, but okay, don't judge me.
Oh, we're not
quiet.
I'm taking it all in because so much of what you guys have said is so true. That, and Eve, you said that's why a lot of them are still single. We do have to get to a place where we don't judge someone because of their financial, the status quo. because there are really some good guys out there. You hear there are no good men left, and like you said, we're taught, hey, get a guy that's a doctor, get a guy that has this type of money, drives this type of car. When I was younger, girl, it was all about what type of car he drove.
Yeah.
Because if he drove this type of car, that meant he had some money. Girl, broke as a joke. Broke
Or
as
they
a joke.
living out of that car.
Yeah.
Desiree, yes.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Sean say back in the day when men came to the woman's father to ask for her hand in marriage, which that doesn't happen no more. They don't even ask you for nothing. They'll take it.
I know someone who's
Well, that's good.
fiance.
So he said he
actually
came
asked her
prepared to
father.
explain to the father why he felt he was ready to take on that responsibility, his financial preparedness, gain for skills. Ooh.
Yeah. Back in the day, you said they don't do it anymore.
But you don't see it as often. Lacole says she still see it, but you don't see it as often. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you I mean, I don't know if both of you still have your fathers in your life, but would you want a man to do that, to ask for your hand in marriage from your father?
I would.
See, we don't have a dad involved.
I think it's romantic. Even if they ask my kids. I mean, even if you don't
Yeah.
have like your
I would
kids.
say the kids is actually better.
Like, is it okay if I can come into y'all's,
Yeah.
what y'all got going on? Because it's already set. You know what I mean? So even the children too as well. It's like, when you ask this question, Sylinda, and I saw that video, it's more so, do we still want the man to provide?
Yeah.
Because there's men out here now and they want us to provide.
Girl, talk about it.
And I'm like, I do not want another child though. And they're good guys. They will love you. Am I the only one on this, guys? Because
no,
I was in that boat too. I was like, bye, no kids for me.
Oh my gosh, right. And they were like, well, he's a great guy. When you talk about expanding, I tried to expand. I was like, God, my God.
Nina says, again, I'll say money perspective wise applies to life securities because it can't buy real love.
My eyes burning.
Oh, that's right. What did you say?
Lacole, you crying?
No, I'm not. My eyes burning. But this is tearful.
She crying out of love.
She crying, girl. Oh my God, Lacole, get it together.
No, my eyes are just.
Are you crying for money or are you crying for love?
Girl, yeah, which one do you want?
No, I'm kidding.
Which one do you want, Lacole? The love or the money, girl?
Okay.
We're gonna buy you some love.
Oh my God.
They say it looks the same. No, I'm kidding.
It looks the same.
That's what they say. I don't know about that. I'm a romantic at heart. I still believe in love. So
Yeah.
So it's all about love with you. Yeah. I think about that movie. I can't remember. It's a Tyler Perry movie when one sister was with the guy that had the money, but he was beating her. He was providing for everything. Other sister had the guy that didn't have as much, but he loved everything about her.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's how it's supposed to be. It's all about love. Like just really loving. You see the potential in a person. And we really do have to get to that point because, guys, I see it as you stated, Desiree. You see it where women are still submitting and the guys bringing home the money. And I've seen it both ways where the woman does have the mouth like, well, you ain't doing this. Basically, you ain't doing this. So why should I do this? You know, but again, like you ladies just said, it's all about partnership. You have some. First of all, there was something that attracted you to that person in the first place. So what was it that you saw in the beginning anyways? You have to learn to communicate and see the potential in each other. And Eve, I love what you said about being able to support each other with the dreams and stuff and just, you know, the communication, putting everything out there in the beginning, because that's what we don't do. I'm going to say for myself, to remove a bandage, to be transparent, I didn't do that when I got married. My marriage, we didn't do a lot of that. Sit down, talk about finances, talk about this and talk about that. Girl, I was so in love and he was in love, and hey, that's all we saw was each other. We didn't talk about all of that.
Yeah, now things are different.
I'm divorced from him now, so a lot of things happen. So what we're saying tonight, just communicate.
Yeah, take a look at the potential too. You know, a lot of people have the potential. You know, look at Desiree's story. If a man at that time would have looked at her, would they have seen a potential? No, but I'm pretty sure they look at her now and be like, "Damn it!"
Yep.
Okay. But yeah,
They do. They be in that
I
inbox.
could have been the one. So you have to look at people's potential instead of just the present. When you see somebody just lazy and they just sit in there and just wait for your ideas to come up and they don't want to do anything with life, then that's a different story. That's a red flag. But if you see that they're supporting you, they want to do more and more with their life, then support them. Stay there. Stick with it.
right.
You never know where they can get.
Definitely. I agree. Desiree, with piggybacking on what you just said to you, do you have anyone that has, hey, I can't get with her, and they're looking at you now and they told you they're sorry, or they're like, oh my God, I really did mess up?
Girl. They just might be watching this video, but let me say
this. You miss her, blue.
Yeah, and I'll be like, okay, left on red, you know. But no, they do. And I believe I agree with what Eve said about looking at the potential. Sometimes you got to allow things to develop, to grow. I mean, maybe you didn't see it in beginning, but at the same time, oh gosh, that was a great question. Look, they're in the messages, okay? They connect with other people to try to get that, because I don't think they're really like me or in love with me. They're in love with the character. They're in love with the story. And so I think that's the difficulty for me. It's not necessarily money or someone looking at me as to be the provider. I went through that before here and there, but sometimes they want you, it's kind of like, I don't know, the Instagram model or the photo. They want you to show up and be that throughout the whole marriage. And I'm like, I need to be able to remove this bandage and be myself. And you still love me unconditional.
Like right now,
love.
I'm being myself with the ponytail.
Okay, you see what I'm saying? Unconditional love. It's not loving because of some type of what happened, Lacole?
I thought she fell off the chair or something.
We okay? She was like, I'm being myself. I'm like, okay, whoa.
Yeah, I'm not on the laptop today. I'm just holding the phone.
Okay. And we love you just the same. We love you just the same. So yeah, there's a lot of people that do come back, but then there's sometimes where I may have treated somebody.
Right.
And I'm looking at them like, dang, okay. And I'm like, Jesus, how we don't know how to. So I was like, okay, my time is coming. But I agree. The potential, but sometimes we may be in love with the potential and we stay too long.
Yeah.
That's good.
And I fell in love with the potential and it's not. I mean, how long do we really give the potential a chance, Eve? Like, how long do we do that? Because that's my question.
That's a good
right now. How long do we stay with the potential?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Help us with that one. Ooh.
Yeah, I think it all depends on what else that person is doing. It could be, it could be a woman, it could be a man. Right. There's a lot of men out there that stay with a woman that they're so unhappy, but they're staying with the potential, right? Same thing with a woman. They sticking around because what their guy is providing, but they're so unhappy. You can even see it in their face. So how long you stay, it's all about your happiness. Some people stay all their life. They get old and they still stick with it because of the money or whatever people had to say about their marriage. Whatever is important to you. If happiness is important to you, then you get the hell out of there as soon as you feel it.
Yeah.
Dang,
great question. I can't even answer it, Desiree. I can't answer it for all of us. That is a great question because so many people are actually in that situation right now. So, wow, great question. That's wow.
Because they could potentially make more money. They could potentially be this provider. They could potentially be a great dad or even wife, vice versa. Lacole, what are your thoughts, girl? Talk to me.
Some real girl talk for real.
How long do we stay with the potential?
How long? But how long are we talking about?
You know, I don't know.
A committed relationship? Are we in a talking space? Like, there are different, I don't know. I can't.
I mean, Eve said, I'm taking it from Eve because I do agree. She said, hey, look, expand out a little bit. I heard, hey, look, you can be the breadwinner, but you be single if you have these different stipulations.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And I think the reason why some women have these stipulations, I know for me, because we have to be equally yoked.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I may make more money, he may not be financial literate. He may feel like, oh, she keeps making all this money and he's spending it and we're supposed to be one or we're working towards being one. And I'm like, bro, no. Okay. Shoestring budget over here. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Right.
All right. So maybe a woman is saying that he has to make the certain amount as them. Say I'm Eve's friend. This girl talk we on the phone. I'm like, well, I say the same amount because he knows what it takes to get there. He knows how hard I work. Okay, out the box. Then she said, expand out a little bit, girl. Okay. Are you going to be single? And sometimes he may be down and out right now, but he's potential. Isn't that what happened to you, Desiree? Do you have that on the other side? Let's flip it around. I say, you know what? I would want somebody to give me a chance, right? They see like, dang, this girl got a story. She on her way. But I'm saying if I give this guy based upon potential, what they can potentially become, how long do we allow that to develop?
We need to see him actively making moves.
Yeah.
Potential.
Yeah.
I think if you just say, okay, I think we've all been in that place at some point where we've said, all right, we're gonna work with you, and you got a lot of potential, and we see what you could be, but sometimes people just don't. Everyone's on a different timetable, and sometimes people just take longer to get there. So you have to decide what your time frame is and what that is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's different for everyone.
Yeah, it is.
I agree. Quickly, Sean says, an ambition and hustle promotes testosterone production. It's important. Nina says, be attentive to all the red flags that you set as unacceptable. Great, ladies. Wow. I have really enjoyed tonight. Desiree, we are
Thank you.
so grateful that you decided to join us on tonight for first half of the show, telling your story and then joining us with Girl Talk. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was so informative. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, and keep up doing all the great work you're doing and changing people's life. We love it.
Yes.
It means a lot to have support from beautiful women, my friends here, and I thank you guys for supporting your followers too.
Most definitely. Thank you. And Lacole, thank you for joining in, girl. You just hop right into the girl talk.
I'm sorry, late, but I said let me get in on this.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to Removing the Bandages on tonight. Just want to show you this quick clip before we get out of here. On next Saturday, 7:00 p.m. Eastern Time. Please join us. As you all know, this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And we are honoring those. Yes, Eve, I have mine too.
And I got pink.
So we are honoring all of those who are survivors, those who have passed on, and those who are currently fighting. And let's just say this too, even Lacole, it's not just breast cancer. Every type of cancer, because cancer does not discriminate. No. We are honoring all of you. We're praying for you, the ladies here at Removing the Bandages, and make sure you tune in next Saturday right here. It's going to be amazing. We will have live entertainment. We will have several honorees, and we are going to just have a wonderful time. I'm going to show you this quick clip, and we're going to get ready to get out of here. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and as we know, it does not discriminate.
As we continue to fight for a cure, we are believing and hoping that our loved ones will be healed from this monster of a disease. We, the women of Removing the Bandages and Glow Sisterhood, invite you to join us for an evening of entertainment, men and women survivors who will be telling their stories, and more, as we honor all cancer survivors. Be sure to tune in October 16th at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern on Facebook and YouTube Live. We are standing together as we continue to pray for a cure.
All right, guys. So we'll see you here on next Saturday, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern. And then the following Thursday, Eve, Lacole, and I will be right back here. Make sure you tune in. It's going to be a dynamic show, and you do not want to miss it. Eve, Lacole, I love you, ladies. Have a good night, everybody.
Yes, good night. Thank you.